Heading out of Milwaukee on the Hone Bridge. A little hazy over the water in downtown today. Heading up by Craig for the weekend, getting our food plot in. Saturday, tomorrow, is opening of bow season. Well, we finally arrived. It's 5:14. We had road construction on Highway 23 coming in. They didn't have the detour sign up, so I assumed the road was open, but they had one lane. So you were stopped, some cars went through, then the other way went through, and then you went through some more, and then the other way, twice like that. I was hoping to get here a little bit sooner, but at least I didn't have to drive at night. So we're here, get that food plot planted this weekend, sight in the bows, do a little fishing. Those are our top 3 items. And check this out, right off the road. Going to Fish Lake right in the guy's front yard. Yeah. I haven't fished this lake in a long time. And I just wanted to tape this. But remember when you were complaining to me in Canada? What? I'm going to take your toys away from you. Craig's got a new depth finder, so the main goal is to get that thing going and understand what to do for musky fishing in a couple of weeks, and just have some fun and fish a little bit. So. And
we're in 18 feet of water here.
18 feet of water right here. Wow, no wonder why.
You can cast in the 5 feet of water.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, we're now the only boat on the water. The other boat pulled out, so time to see if we can catch some bass or northern or whatever. Can't hear them. We could hear them before, and they turned away as they're flying away now. Flock of geese. 11:35, pulling out. Craig putts around with his new depth finder. I made contact with maybe 3-4 fish. Had 2 on for a little bit. That was it. All small stuff. So just finishing building the boat. You can see out of the skies. We were out here. It was all overcast. Look at this. Bluebird skies now. And that's when the fishing turned on. Heading out to finish up the food plot, get it planted. Hopefully it's a little drier. We don't get stuck in the muck. It's drier. Oh yeah, it is a lot drier than it was. Hopefully no problems. Whoa! Not quite this time. No water, but we still buried it. We got stuck again. Should be okay now. Well, I'm anxious to get a look at that food plot after we sprayed that Roundup. Hopefully that killed a lot of the weeds and some of the grasses that were in there. Looks browned out pretty good. Well, they tore up the licking branch. That one was from last week, but this branch is fresh cracked off since last week. This was hanging out here more like so. They busted that off. So we'll put in another mock scrape tomorrow, add a little more buck urine in here and keep them coming in. So Craig went through with the drag rake. We got everything raked up. Well, it is what it is. You saw the conditions, the wet conditions we tried to get through. We don't have standing water this week, but we still got stuck. Had to use the winch to get us out, to get back here. So we couldn't get in here with the type of equipment we wanted to. We wanted to rent the stump grinder, grind out all these stumps. That we couldn't do. Now I just gotta wait for Craig to get back and I can start spreading seed. And when that's done, kind of rake it over a little bit with a rake and get it fertilized with fertilizer to spray, and we're all done. And all that's left to do is to get the bows sighted in, It's too warm out here to be hunting. Bow season opens today, but Craig doesn't like to hunt early in this heat, especially if you take a deer. You know, it's so warm and hot, and processing that deer, keeping it cool, that becomes an issue. So we all like to musky fish. Our musky hunt is the first weekend in October. So I believe that'd be the 7th, 8th, and 9th, or 6th, 7th, and 8th, something like that. So we'll all be up by me at Lake Tom chasing muskie. And once we're done chasing muskie, well, then we get on fall bow season all of October and November. Here comes Chance. Craig gets stuck. Oh, you're full of mud. Did Craig get stuck, huh, boy? Yeah, I don't know. Can you hear the winch? He's stuck in the muck. Let's go take a walk, see what's going on. Can't do anything here. So this is our nemesis when we come this way. We've been stuck every time through. It's hot out here today. Fishing this morning with the overcast, and it's supposed to make the mid 80s up here, so I think it did. All right, time to go to work. Alright, Craig's working the last pass, last 4 gallons. It's more water than it is fertilizer now, but there's still some fertilizer in there. So he filled it up and water her down real good, and hopefully in 3-4 weeks we'll see some nice results. With the weather the way it was, we don't have any kind of decent equipment to do this with. It would be nice to have a packer, a roller to roll this in that makes real good contact. This is the end of the food plot preparation. We'll take what we get at this point. Whatever happens, happens. Our work is done. Hooking up the trailer. Let's get dirty again. Yeah, here it comes. We're done. This is becoming a regular issue, coming in and out. Look at this. Nope. All right, 2 trees later, and we're out of the muck. Look how clean it looks now. Washing everything off. So a trip into Walmart. I don't think I mentioned it yesterday while we were fishing. Pulling out the trailer and the boat out of the shed back by Craig. He had a plow blade in there, got a little too close to the plow blade and ripped the sidewall on the tire on the trailer. So before we went fishing we had to change the tire. So he doesn't have a spare right now, and He'll get a spare put on. We're going to drop the tire off now. He's in there dropping it off. And then we're going to pick up a new wire cable. We frayed it yesterday. It pinched and then started to fray when we were pulling the ATV out of the muck. One of the numerous times we had to do that yesterday, going in and out. So, all right, it's Sunday afternoon at noon, and we're heading back out to the food plot. Pull SD cards, put new ones in. Got my crossbow holder, put that in the blind so everything's out there, and then redo our mock scrape and add some buck urine to it, and we'll be all set. So I'm walking because I don't feel like getting stuck with the ATV. It'll stay off the trail here. This is going to be a lot quicker than winching ourselves out. But this was our nemesis right here on the trail. This mess. So I'm going to go through here and go around. Here. Just that one little spot. Alright. I think we'll just set it down right here. There. Everything looks good on the ground blind. We'll get her buttoned up again. Alright. Alright, that one's set. On to the next. Alright. Okay, next we're going to get that mock scrape set up again. Alright, we got the mock scrape set up. Take a look at it. So you can see we scraped in here good with a stick. And we poured maybe an ounce of fresh buck pea in here. And you can see that they have been working this licking branch. They've busted it up pretty good. We got 34 pictures on the trail cam from a weekend. It is opening of bow season, opening weekend, but it's just too hot for us to hunt. So the food plot is done. You can see she's browned out pretty good here, and hopefully what we planted and fertilized and everything will take. We got some oats, some ryegrass, some clover. So here's our field of vision out of the trail cam on the west end. This should show most of the plot. Alright, the last camera is armed. We're done. I'll see this probably in about 3 weeks. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we got some growth. Hopefully we got some more deer activity in there. On tap for me now is to shoot the crossbow. Alright, we've got our target set up at 30 yards. So we're going to shoot at 30 first. Shit, I got trouble seeing from here.
Hi, you're on the top edge.
Am I really?
Yeah.
I was aiming high. Because at 30 yards, if I was trying to remember, I thought it was set between the two pins at 30 yards.
Yeah.
And that's where I was aiming, and that's a little high. So I got to put the dot right on.
Dead nuts.
It's right in between where I thought it was. And it's me. I was jerking before.
Oh, okay.
And I got a nice tight grouping, and I'm in the kill zone. That's at 30 yards. Alright, let's see what happens at 20 yards. Okay, first shot at 20 yards. Well, I'm happy at 20 yards. That's a nice tight grouping. So we've got good groupings now at 20 and 30 yards. I'm confident with that. The only thing I want to do is I want to try one of the lighted knock arrows for shooting and see if that does any difference. Alright, let's see what happens at 20 yards with the lighted knock. That's a little high. Okay, let's see where shot number 2 goes. That's better. Those arrows shoot a little bit higher than the other ones. Yep. With the 3 shots I took with the lighted arrow, that arrow does shoot a little higher than the other arrows I've been shooting. So my aiming point is, if that's my target shot, instead of aiming dead center, I'm aiming just below dead center, and it's firing up just a tad, maybe an inch or so. Alright, our last shot, and this one at 30 yards, we want to follow the flight of the arrow on camera and see what's what. Perfect. Perfecto. I'm happy. The bow sighted in at 20 and 30 yards. I'm ready for deer hunting. In 1 week's time, after cutting down and killing weeds, our trail cams in our food plot area showed a lot of deer activity. Here's a selected look at some of the photos from the past week. Take a look at these. While we were busy planting the fall hunting food plot in 80-degree weather on opening day of bow season, one of Craig's neighbors, Dan, braved the heat and shot himself a nice 11-point buck right next door. Take a look at Dan's nice 11-pointer. We pass along our congrats to Dan on his nice 11-point bow harvest. One last thing to show you this week. If you remember back in March, Craig had started work on his European-style deer skull mount by fleshing out the skull of his 8-point buck. After boiling and bleaching, let's take a look at the finished mount. He did a heck of a job. Let's take a little closer look at this. But look at that. He did quite a job on this thing. And his first European mount. Looks pretty cool. And as bad as it smelled, you know, when he was fleshing it out, it's only right that he gets displayed next to Stinky up here. And that's a whole story to tell about Stinky the deer here. We'll get to that in a future episode. Hi. Well, that's it for this week's video. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and hit the like button. Then, if you're not already a subscriber, why don't you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. This way you won't miss any new videos. As they come out, you'll be notified. You can comment below on this video on the comment section, or feel free to drop us an email at rappantoutdoors360@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and as always, thanks for watching. See you on the next video.